Hey guys.
Good evening.
Hello. Hussein here with the Back Yourself Podcast.
What's the thing on this side?
With my brother from another mother, Christopher. We are here to review.
I'm in Cleveland gear.
We're going to review one match today, the Germany match. And then we're going to call it a pod.
You don't want to review Friday? Thursday?
We can review Thursday. Because
Should we just review one from each segment?
one from each day. You get to pick
No, one from each time slot. Carolina, straight into Pittsburgh.
Why did Carolina win again? Well, that's why they passed the big bucks for. We got to find out, man, and relay it to our loyal fan base that have been probably waiting for us.
I don't know why they won.
Because there's no way that any of them woke up and saw the score and had an explanation as to why these cunts won. But I'm not going to waste too much time on Carolina actually because we didn't even bet that game. But I will start by asking my partner over here what his takeaway for the weekend was.
Steelers are possessed.
Steelers are possessed?
I think that's probably the best way.
I'm going to put this is a line in the sand moment for the sport of the 2024 season. That I want to say about 8 teams today officially have given up on the season. And I'm going to eloquently state them all, one by one while we get to the games.
Giant.
But there was no quitting on Thursday night where my luck of the week hits by the skin of its teeth in the end. Believe it or not, I don't know how the hell it actually went down to needing a 99-yard drive from Burrow to cover up 21-7 or whatever it was. But again, Lamar is just too scary at the end of the day. There was no reason for these guys to win. And it was a fucking cracking Thursday night game, wasn't it, Chris?
Fantastic, mate. Fantastic. I actually thought this was going to be one of your 8.
Quit jobs?
No.
They should quit. They should give
They're
up.
not going to not quit this week, but quit.
Going forward, yeah. No, I'm talking exclusively.
Exclusively this week.
What they demonstrated on HD film is all right, we've given up.
All right. But I would say Bengals are on that verge of territory. It seems like T. Higgins has already quit because this guy never plays. But Chase and Burrow, seriously, considered requesting a trade. Fuck me. I mean, you cunts deserve so much more.
Or alternatively, Chase, you deserve $50 million a year, and Burrow, you deserve $75 million a year. Because if you were to take Hendrickson, Chase, and Burrow off this roster, I genuinely think they'll go 0-17.
They're awful.
They're fucking god-awful. The supplementary pieces are shit. The coaching is shit. And their luck is shit. Their luck is shit, in my opinion.
Yeah, their luck is shit.
A few little bounces of the ball here and there. They would have beaten Ravens twice. Right? That last play where they went for 2, look.
KC.
It's not guaranteed that they would have even got the 2 anyway, even if they put it on the 1-yard line for the smashing Burrow in the helmet. And even if they did, we saw in the Niners game, look, 40 seconds with a good QB, you can get down the other end and get a field goal. That's fine. But it's very consistent that Bengals have had this just bad luck, bad drops, bad plays at the worst, most inconvenient times. McPherson missing the field goal in the first Ravens game. There's a scenario where they beat Chiefs and they beat Ravens twice, and they're probably tied with Ravens as we speak, going into next week where they play some fucking inbreds, Chargers, which we'll get to them. But unfortunately, look, they have themselves to blame for fucking it up to Patriots week 1, and that just set their season up for just monstrosity going forward. But they've scratched and clawed their way to a point where this game had so much at stake, where that's why I was 6.5, bro, come on. There's so much on the line. I don't think Bengals traditionally are the type of cunts to just go there and give up. And they didn't give up. They played their tails off, but when the Ravens needed points, Lamar Jackson and fucking War came to town and put just, 4 straight touchdown drives together to get this. I mean, if you were on over 55.5 at 14-7 at halftime, you're fuck's sake. How the hell is that going to happen? Next minute, Ravens come out, score a touchdown in 2 seconds. Literally the next play, Burrow to Chase 80 yards. I was oh, okay, 6.5 safe again. And then Ravens do the deep shot where they go 80 yards and score themselves. And I was fuck's sake, 6.5's in jeopardy again. And then Ravens go up by 7. I'm fuck's sake, we need a touchdown in a 2-minute drive. I think Burrow is one of 2, maybe 3 QBs in the sport that could actually have gotten them with no timeouts and 90 seconds all the way down the field into the end zone. Do you think Zach Taylor did the right thing by going for 2?
Yeah.
Okay.
But I want to shout out the NFL here. They need a quick rule change. On scoring drives, it's able to be reviewed, but the 2-point play isn't. I think that should be changed. Because Ravens were lucky in this game and Bengals were robbed. Simple as that. It's holding. Like, if
Yeah.
it's not pass interference, it's holding. It's very obvious.
Yeah.
And it conveniently happens to the teams that continue winning. They get all the calls. And the teams that continue losing get no calls. And it happens. And for the Americans that actually watch this podcast, it happens all across the world. We see that in the Australian sports as well. It's the same garbage. The teams that are, on the fly, everyone's talking about them, they'll get every call. Everything goes their way. And we've seen it now in the NFL. I think the Ravens did get a call. I didn't expect this Bengals team to show up, but
You thought they were going to give up.
I thought they were going to give up, but I think they can give up now. I mean, it's over.
It's very heartbreaking.
Because it's not just the fact that these idiots beat you guys on top of that. It's because the fuckwits across the road also won as well. So they've pretty much locked down the division and the wild card spot.
Your division's fucked. Now your competition is Chargers, who you play this week conveniently, and Denver for a wild card spot. So Denver, maybe they kind of helped you out by getting their field goal blocked at the end of the game, and you're still mathematically in it, but there's no world beaters left on your schedule really, unless you play Pittsburgh. But I feel like you guys can beat Pittsburgh, right? But yeah,
could they?
You probably needed one of those Ravens games, to lose both of them when you probably should have won both of them. At least split them, you fuckwits. Anyway, Lamar. Do you have any comments for Lamar, mate? I think you got to give him some props here, sir.
No, has he been? Did he beat Chiefs?
Who has been in Chiefs?
It doesn't matter.
Wow.
Did he beat Chiefs? No, this fuckwit. I don't care how. I've said this week after week with you. He could win 10 MVPs. If he cannot beat Mahomes, I don't give a fuck. This cunt is our only saving grace to stop the three-peat right now.
Don't lie to me, mate.
Mate,
deep down, you want him to three-peat.
Of course I do.
Yeah,
because they deserve it.
No, fuck that.
They deserve it. Because they have idiots like fucking Lamar that win every game in the regular season, play like Superman, and it gets to them and they back down, as per usual. It's the same garbage. We'll see that with fucking Josh Allen as well next week, won't we?
Yeah. Although, Allen normally does beat him in the regular season at least. He just backs down to him in the playoffs.
We'll discuss
that. Which, Lamar, he can't even do that. But anyway.
Nah, we got unlucky. He could have beaten him.
Yeah. Anyway, look, I thought Lamar, he should be front runner for MVP. This can't... Genuinely, if you put 90% of other QBs on this Ravens team, they would probably have 3 wins.
I want him to win another
I promise you they'll have 3 wins.
I mean, you can't take it away... You cannot take it away from this cunt now.
Who, Russell Wilson?
No, his mate, Mahomes.
What the fuck's he done? Score 14 points.
They win every game.
Yeah, but he's not playing MVP level.
It doesn't matter. They're fucking 9-0.
No one's saying MVP. I'll give it to Russell Wilson personally.
No.
But we'll get to him.
Yeah.
Moving on to the toilet bowl in Berlin. Daniel Jones, I think, officially played his last game as a Giant. God, he was awful. And Bryce Young of War took his chocolates from him in Berlin. 6.5 points. Underdogs win outright. I don't know, that's going to be a bloody long flight back home for the Giants. I mean, come on, boys. Can you guys get 1 win? Shout out to you, Charles, if you're watching, but I really hope this is the last Daniel Jones appearance.
Are Carolina going to even fly home, or they're just partying in Berlin?
They said they put a petition in to change their home stadium to Berlin.
I mean, I'm still had goosebumps. They won again. I woke up and I was like, they won?
They two-pitted.
Is that possible? In overtime? Fuck me.
God,
Giants. This just, look, they literally only covered 3.5 in all those games. You put them 3.5 to Carolina by 0.5 point. Think about it that way. All those games we saw New York 3.5 against very good teams, playoff teams. Yeah. They didn't cover any of them. Now they're -6 on the road and they barely covered the 3.5 that you had in the past. Carolina suck ass, but Berlin might be their new home because they finally got one. And also, like I said last week, when I picked them to beat Saints, obviously, because Saints are idiots, it was the trust in Bryce Young. His ass. No one's denying his shit. But they've admitted, look, we're trusting him. Doesn't matter what happens, we're going to trust this guy. And it's actually worked the last 2 weeks because his throwing has been much better. And to beat a Giants defense, which is touted to be very good, he must have done something right. So...
Well, the Giants' defense is actually going against their own offense half the time. Because when they get a stop, Danny Dimes is like, you stopped them on the 40-yard line. Let me give it to them on our 20-yard line. Let's see what you guys can do. And then eventually the defense gives up.
It's a test. Is that what you're saying?
That's what I think.
Fuck me, folks.
Yeah, Giants are. I really like.
I want them to win another game.
At this point, I actually still don't think Giants are that bad.
I want them to win another game.
Do you think Giants are like the dirt of the sport?
No,
they're not, right?
Tennessee. It's not even close.
I think there's one worse team that would actually lose to Tennessee.
Portland in the other sport. Like,
I'll tell you.
Jags.
No. They cover any line you put in front of them. So don't talk to me about Jags. When I tell you who I think is the worst.
Oh, Dallas.
If Dallas ran out rush, I think Tennessee would beat them.
What? We'll get to them. Because I actually think they are the worst. Because they're quitters. That's the problem.
You know Tennessee have covered 1 out of 9 games?
They're
getting 12 and a half every week?
They covered against Colts, didn't they?
No, they quit to Colts.
Jags.
No, they quit to Jags as well.
Who the fuck did they beat?
Some fucking...
They won again 2 games.
They won as underdogs. I remember vividly they fucked me over.
Green Bay. No, they got raped.
Yeah.
I don't know. Anyway, 5 a.m. slate. We'll go straight into one of the inbreds. Fuck you, Bears. This is a fucking... you know what, Bears? Listen. I actually don't know what's happened the last 3 weeks. But whatever happened in Washington, get it out of your heads, you shit cunts. Because I guarantee you would have... If that Hail Mary didn't get tipped and fall into the arms of that fuckwit, you guys would literally have won the last 2 games for no reason and be 7-2. Now you guys are 4-5. How the fuck has that happened?
I've never seen a turn of a team season just like this absolutely capitulate from one
capitulation. Fortunately, you pay the rest of your fucking dumbass stupid division, and because all the other teams managed to lose, and who's going to beat Detroit? You idiots are going to go do it, aren't you?
No.
Watch, they're going to wake up and beat them.
They're now 6.5 point underdogs at home to Jordan, which is fascinating. I feel like this on the look ahead a couple of weeks ago would have been like 3 flat, maybe 2.5 or some garbage. But now Jordan injured is going there at 6, and I don't want to take +6 with these inbreds. They wouldn't have covered that to fucking Drake May. Which, in hindsight, we came on the pod and said this cunt's gonna get stretched off the field. Which, why didn't he get stretched off the field? All right, the Bears' offense is just like it's just been nuked into the ground, right? They have no pass protection whatsoever. Because they don't give a fuck about Caleb. They want to see him squirm on the floor. 9 sacks to Patriots. I can't name you one of their pass rushers. Wake up. But we didn't, to quote my good partner over here, the Bears ambassador, from week 1 it was, we're not taking Bears for Caleb Williams. We don't give a fuck about that pussy. We're taking them for their top 5 defense unit, which conveniently went to Commanders and held them touchdownless for 59 minutes and 59 seconds, but then quit to Cardinals. We were like, all right.
Go home and win.
Fair enough, you quit to Cardinals. You had the bit of a hangover from fucking what Jayden Daniels tore your ass out of your fucking asshole. Fair enough. What was your excuse for getting raped by Patriots?
But it's not even the defense. They kept them less than 20 points. What the fuck else do you want them to do?
Keep them to 7, like we asked them to.
Yeah, but these cunts can't...
It's Drake May.
Look, you're telling me they could score 25 against Patriots?
No.
Come on!
They couldn't score 4. They scored 3.
Yeah, but you can't score 25 past Patriots?
Well, it's just completely fallen off the wheels, right? What did they have in Arizona last week? 9?
They can't score.
And they had 30 yards of offense by midway of the third quarter in the Commanders game.
They couldn't score at Arizona in Commanders either.
I know, they're not good.
They've come back from London and quit.
Mate, I said this ages, these cunts aren't good.
When they went to London, I actually had true belief these cunts can score.
Because they were possessed.
They were possessed. They'd won 3 in a row, and now they've lost 3 straight, and now they're going to go beat Green Bay because the sport's dumb.
And on the other side of things, Patriots, you have something.
Quit on the year.
Quit on the year, sure, but you have something with this kid. He's actually alright.
It's the classic that they think they're so good that they're only 5.5 at home to Rams. Is that it?
Well, I don't know.
Is that it?
How can you be 6 at Bears and then be 5 to Rams?
It's in New England.
That means nothing to me. They can play on fucking inside of fucking Boston Theater tomorrow. I don't give a fuck. They're gonna die. In saying that, look, good win, Patriots. I don't know why you guys keep trying, but
they don't want to. They don't want the number 1.
That was an annihilation of these losers.
That was the game that was just not on Redzone. Who cares?
I really think Eberflus has to go tomorrow morning. You can't run him out there. And I think like the locker room's divided.
Why?
Fucking DJ Moore, he can't even look at Caleb Williams, let alone catch passes from him. So something's got to give.
This guy doesn't throw the ball though. I think he's gun shy at the moment. Fucking pissing me off.
He gets sacked 9 times.
Peg the ball.
He gets sacked 9 times a week.
Send it.
I wouldn't throw it either.
He's gonna send it against Green Bay.
Against Jordan.
Yeah.
We'll have to see, mate. But from what I've seen from these pricks from the last 10 seconds in 2 games, they're fucking beyond help.
Fuck these cunts. Nah, I like Bears still.
After today, you're going to look in the camera and say you like them.
If they beat Green Bay, then
if they beat Jordan.
All of this doesn't matter because they're going to be 5-5 and Green Bay's going to be fucking squirming, aren't they?
Green Bay Alpha Bio will never lose to these inbreds.
Yeah, but that's too logical. It's fucking Bears. Now they're going to wake up.
No, they're asleep. I think like they are one of the teams that have given up, in my opinion.
Wow, really?
Yes.
From 4-5.
Oh yeah, it's not because it's not about the record. You're thinking like, oh yeah, 4.
But everyone else has quit. Oh, fucking Arizona.
These motherfuckers, like you said, there's a other reality where they're 7-2.
Yeah, I know.
But they're 4-5, boasting a 25-point home loss to Patriots. If they went to New England and got killed, I'd be like, fair enough.
What is
Chicago's meant to be a fortress for these cunts.
What's New England's strategy here?
Just,
Why do they win pointless games?
Because I feel like they creep up on teams a little bit.
So they beat Miami, they beat Bengals, and now they've beaten fucking...
And they beat Jets as well.
They have 4 wins.
They have 4 wins. They're the worst 4-win team I've ever seen in my life. But, again, and I don't understand this, and I hate to cross sports, but I made this analogy in the NBA off camera where why are Nets and Raptors trying every game and Milwaukee give up? Now the equivalent is, why do Jets keep quitting and New England try within the same division?
We'll get to Jets.
It's looking at it in the microcosm of New England, why are they consistently trying?
You know they're going to be second in the division after this week?
Yeah, I know.
After tomorrow?
I know. It's incredible. They're fucking god-awful.
Anyway.
They didn't beat Miami, by the way. Snoop got them the win.
Yeah, they don't have 4 wins.
Yeah, they have 3.
3?
Yeah.
Yeah, so the Patriots have 4.
What?
Patriots have 4 wins now.
No, I'm saying Patriots didn't beat Snoop.
Yeah, no, but it doesn't matter. They're going to be in front of them because they have 4 and Miami only have 3 wins.
What's their 4th win?
They beat Bengals.
Yes.
Today.
Yeah.
Jets.
That's it.
Oh.
Yeah.
I thought they won another.
No, because they lost to Snoop.
They lost to Snoop, yeah. Okay.
But even 3 wins, I was like, I thought genuinely this team would go 2-15 by the end of the year. So, yeah, Drake May, and the equivalent, right? All right, Drake May's a rookie. Caleb's a rookie. Caleb was touted to be much better than Drake May. Drake May has nothing either. At least this guy has DJ Moore and Keenan Allen and somewhat of a couple of running backs, right? This guy has Stevenson, no offensive line. You name me one tight end on New England or receiver.
They have Hunter Henry.
No, he's not even a human. So,
it's my boy.
And then this guy's he's as covered as any line apparently. So
just wait.
Fair play, but Patriots, you can't seem to give up soon. For the sake of the punters, fuck off. Moving on, the only team that looked after the punters today, in my opinion, Saints of War. Thank you, Derek Carr. I knew you'd pull through for us. In the dumbest win of the season, in my opinion. And if we're going to relay the preview, look, we said Saints money line, they're going to win for no reason. And exactly for no reason they won. The same stupid way that Young Wei Koo put a dagger into these cunts by kicking a 150-yard field goal to stitch them up the first time they played. Now he can't kick anymore. So after 3 missed field goals and Falcons just giving up, then yeah, of course Saints are going to win a game. But I think what Saints dished out today, in my opinion, was the worst, unfathomable garbage cunts that would get a win with that. So Falcons, I don't know what you guys are doing, but it doesn't really matter because you kind of already have the division wrapped up.
It was out of the Falcons' control. No one understands.
No one can completely sweep the NFC South.
No one can completely sweep the NFC South. They're lucky to win one more, the way Panthers are going.
Don't talk to me about Panthers.
4-0 against the NFC South, and in this sport, that's not how it works, right? The only teams that can sweep their division, apparently, are Chiefs.
No, they can sweep the entire complex of the sport.
But Falcons, it's the NFC South. It literally isn't even your guys' fault. You could have been in a different division and won this game easily. It's because you it's like a disease, this division. It's like they possess you and all of a sudden you turn into fucking idiots. And Falcons Saints I'm truly going to miss this fixture because both times it's been absolutely entertaining.
It always is.
two idiots playing each other. And Falcons this year are going to unfortunately win the division. But because fucking Tampa, even though they covered, they didn't win. So fuck off. And they fucked up my winning streak on being on Ravens game. So you won that battle between me and you on Tampa.
I got to 10-0 and you went to 9-1.
But Falcons just do Falcon things. All of a sudden, Kamara's open. Scantley's fucking run. He had two catches for 120 yards. Only Falcons could give that up.
Yeah.
So that's the 5 a.m. That was the 5 a.m. game that I definitely had on a separate screen. Fuck, that was entertaining.
It was fantastic, but what was not entertaining was Colts of War letting us down. This one was a dagger in my eyeball, just from start to finish. Honestly, you may as well have ran at Anthony Richardson. Because the last 2 weeks, this guy's done nothing but just turn the ball over and not fucking get any points on the board.
Where was this in Cleveland?
Joe Flacco, look, you won a Super Bowl. You were somewhat outcasted from the league for being garbage. You came back and had a renaissance at Cleveland. Now you're back to being garbage. Essentially is what it's come down to. So, in hindsight, Chris, I think the only mistake we made was maybe we put a little bit too much stock into Flacco and didn't give Allen the props that he deserves as a top 3 QB in the league, and he made the plays that Flacco was incapable of making, unfortunately, which included a pick 6 on his first pass of the game. So already, we fight and claw and go to war for half a point of value to get 4.5 to be down 7-0 in the blink of an eye after forcing a 3 and out. So I was like, fuck's sake, you inbreds.
All right, so let me explain something. When we take a bet, it starts from down here, right? When we say Saints are going to win outright, no one in the world's thinking Saints, yet alone the other inbreds we picked this week. Then you get one reporter on ESPN saying, you know what, Saints is value. Well, in this case, it wasn't one reporter. It was the whole world told me this week, Colts. And when I looked into it, I was like, they're right, Colts. But once you get too much on one team, it's like a leverage bust. Bang! And they just capitulate. You know what was infuriating? If you were just sitting there watching Redzone, Colts just didn't come up. And you were like, aren't they only down 10? If we score,
we're covering.
And then all of a sudden, Bill scored again. And that's it. It was over.
Yeah.
And they lost by 10 after the fucking last second touchdown.
After they kept trying, yeah.
Obviously, because they thought they could backdoor cover 2 touchdowns down, but it didn't work like that. Just ended up just being the wrong side at 4. And
I just don't think it was.
It was.
I don't think so.
Because they were down double digits in 2 scenarios. Right at the start of the game when he threw the pick right at the other team. And then went down double digits again on half time. And to concede that touchdown and then concede another field goal to go into halftime down 7 is actually just despicable from Colts. So, listen, we get it, you have an offensive line. We get it, you have a defensive line. We get it, you have a running back. But your QB, regardless of who it's been, has been an idiot. I assume that Anthony Richardson returns, and unfortunately, I wish they followed I never thought I would say this, but I wish they followed the Panthers scenario that fuck off Flacco, just give the reins to Anthony Richardson. I don't give a fuck if this guy says he's tired. I don't give a fuck if he throws 10 picks, because now your number one pick. Was he number 1 pick? No, he wasn't. He was
top 10.
Top 10 pick, right? Now is sitting on the bench to a 39-year-old turning 40 in January. How the fuck do you reckon he's going to play when he runs out there? Dog ass. So, now Colts have to win their next game, and they go to Jets, who are going to try for no reason now. So, they're fucked. Sport's dumb.
Hang on. It's just retrospectively, do I think Saints or Falcons are going to give up? No.
Saints have already given up.
No. They're not far away. Don't get me wrong, but they will give up soon. But they won, right? You can't say they're going to give up in a win. And this Colts game, I don't think Colts will give up because they're playing the number 1 quitters next week. But I just think situationally today, the Colts couldn't have fucked it up any more than they did.
They could have.
They fumbled, bumbled, threw a couple of picks, threw a pick 6. Yeah, it was a fucking disaster.
They're shit.
They're shit, right? They are shit. We were betting the spot and the situation more than the spread. I think in a normal thing of Buffalo, they're not playing Kansas City on the look ahead next week, and they didn't just win a big divisional game against Miami, and they're not up 8 games in their division by week 9, and Colts didn't lose on prime time to Vikings, we probably would just be like, oh, skip, like we don't need to bet on this game. But I really believed in fucking Shane Steichen's play calling in Farsi, but he fucked me over. So
did he say it in Farsi?
Yeah, he said, "Where is Anthony Richardson?" But by then it was too late. Like they were covering with him. I'm telling you, when they were 7-1 against the spread, this prick was back there. But
speaking of covering,
no. So we can transition very, very delicately because, as Chris illustrated, the liquidation occurred simultaneously in this game and in the 49ers game. Because when it opened at 6 and pointlessly went to 4.5, and then the fucking insider traders, you know, the cunts that buy high, sell low, they're like, oh, Christian McCaffrey's back in the flesh. So let's bump this back up to fucking 6.5. And then we saw it trickle from 4.5 to 5, 5.5, 6, 6.5. And even at 6.5, all the pundits you listened to for the whole week, Chris, did one motherfucker say take Tampa 6.5?
No. And what concerns me is the line didn't shift. When especially the sharps are taking a line and it goes from 4 to 6, fair enough, right? You get to 6.5, it's a touchdown. The fact they didn't push to 7.5 with the lineup that Tampa was running out there concerns me. Because come game day, it really should have been 7, if not 8. Because Tampa suck ass. Yeah, they covered. I get it. But it's kind of I guess it's a punting myth, right? You hear everyone take it, but then you open your app and it still says 6. It's kind of like, wait a minute. If they're so public...
And they're so sharp.
Yeah. Why the fuck is this not moved?
Yeah.
And it's... Because of the ones that do move really rapidly, they're the ones that seem to cover up 50 points very easily. Because they just keep moving. It gets to 10, they win by 14 anyway, so it doesn't matter. Everyone wins. It's never a case... It does happen, but it doesn't happen often, that they win by... They get to fucking 7 and they win by 4.
It's like the Denver and Panthers game. Opened at 8 the other week, got to like 13.5. Well, obviously it's going to land on 14, and every cunt that laid 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, they won anyway. So
once it keeps rolling, that's when you're like, fuck, all right, I have to jump on or I just skip it. And I feel like that's like one takeaway we can take from this is that the world can tell you that even Colts, right? Back to the Colts game, the world was telling us to take Colts. It was 4.5 as soon as the game, just before tip-off.
No, but you know what?
It didn't move to 3.
You know what the difference is? The Colts was a typical, the public's on Bills and the sharps are on Buffalo, right? The Falcons game, which also got to 4.5, I'm not sure if you noticed. The public's on Falcons because they saw, all right, Saints gave up to Panthers, we don't want to fucking put $1 on them. And the sharps were like, it's Falcons, they're going to fuck it up.
But no one was on Tampa.
But the stupid thing about Tampa was the sharps were on fucking 49ers. The public was on 49ers.
And it didn't
Why
move.
did that not get to 7 or 7.5? I think the bookies were like, yeah, we can just keep it at 6. Everyone's going to lay 6 anyway. And then Tampa's going to go and fuck it up. Yeah. Because I think the sharps would have probably bought back at 7. That's why the bookies probably didn't. They would have, yeah.
It didn't sound like it. The way they sounded is like, this is the most incorrect line of all time.
At 7.5, they would have been like, okay, maybe it's gone 1 point too much. But at 6.5, they were like, fuck it. It's not 7 yet. Like,
but it was never going to get to 7 because it never got there.
But it should have. So I think the bookies knew, like, we can't put these cunts to 7. So fair play to them. But the way the game actually panned out,
they should have lost by more.
They should have lost by 17. Special teams wise, I think Niners probably left like 16 points on the table in this one. A couple missed field goals, fumbled the punch straight.
That's what happens when the liquidation event happens.
So yeah, it was just one of them games where, look, obviously the stats of road favorites covering at a historic clip was just getting out of control. And what happens today? All the inbreds don't cover anymore. So fair play.
All
Tampa,
the inbreds cover, you mean?
Like even at a point where. Did you see Nick Bosa holding Baker for 15 yards? And he's just like, did this to the former defensive player of the year. He's just holding him like this, and Baker's like, all right, 4th and 50, I'll peg it at this guy. Because if they fucked that up, Chris...
Then they would have kicked a field goal.
They would have kicked a field goal, and at least the cunt's on the early line. You know, we're giving out 4.5, maybe that, like, at least deserve that to win, but... No, Baker wants to go all the way down to the 2-yard line, kick a field goal, and then his defense is going to fuck him over. Shout out to Baker. Like,
when is he?
How many weeks in a row are you going to like just fight and claw and battle like this with no players? I mean, imagine if these guys had Godwin and Evans this whole time. They would have beat Casey and they would have beat these inbreds.
No, they wouldn't have.
I think they would have.
Because it's fucking wounded tiger theory. They'll go there and quit.
They won't.
They will.
Tampa, you tell me one game Tampa gave up besides Broncos for you.
Falcons.
No, they tried. They just had nothing.
They gave up.
No, they don't give up.
All right.
That's all we've been saying the past fucking 7 days.
Tampa. They're fucking not even going to make the playoffs.
Yeah.
Who gives a fuck?
Yeah.
Carolina's going to overtake them.
Wake up.
Saints will overtake them. Maybe.
So that was a torturous game. And speaking
the
of
game
torture,
of the round.
Denver Broncos of war.
Oh, well, this is the classic. They get every call and they continue to fucking keep winning. There was no holding, no neutral zone infraction, no offside. Conveniently, they were just able to block the field goal when everyone knew they were going to go for the blocked field goal. I was just fortunate the ball went out of bounds and Broncos covered 7.5. Chiefs played god-awful. We say the same garbage every week, but as per usual, I'm going to sit there and defend them because as far as I can see, they're the best team in the fucking NFL.
In the history of the Milky Way.
In the NFL right now, because I don't care how many games Lions win. I don't care how many games Ravens win. I don't care how many games Buffalo wins. They have not been beaten. They have not been beaten in the playoffs. I'm not going to fade them. They might be playing dog ass, but they continue to win for no reason. They shouldn't have won today, but they did. And that's what good teams do. Case closed. Good job, Broncos.
Shout out to Bo Nix and Sean Payton. They went and really gave Mahomes and co a run for their money. I think on a better day, they don't block the field goal, but it's not even really Chiefs got lucky. The Denver retard missed the kick, right?
He kicked it perfectly fine.
He kicked it perfectly fine, and one of the Chiefs players were there to bat it down. And you look on the other side, it seems like 49ers consistently are like fucking it up on special teams and have a bottom 3 special teams, but seems whether it's Hardman's bullshit 70-yard punt returns or a blocked punt here or there or some trickery, like Chiefs are not only killing it on defense, not only killing it on offense when they need to, but even special teams goes their way. And I think when it happens this consistently over a long time, you can't say it's luck anymore. They're just well coached, well organized, and when they need to play well, they play well. And
best third down team in the competition.
Look, I feel bad for Denver. They really battled the whole game. They led wire to wire, and Bo Nix was very in control of that final drive, going 14 plays, getting him to field goal range. But this stuff happens in football. Sometimes they'll be back, and they're looking like a pretty competent team. With the way their competition's going, probably a wildcard team in the AFC, and
agreed.
Probably just let one slip through their fingernails today. Obviously, KC march on to they have bigger fish to fry at Buffalo next week. Can they get to 10-0? We'll talk about that obviously in the preview. But as far as reviewing this Denver game, it's pretty much the same shit as the Raiders game, the fucking who they played last week, the Tampa game, and now it happened in more grand fashion, but same shit, different. Same result, same garbage, same fucking thing. It just happened in a different way for these scumbags that never, ever, ever lose.
Mm-hmm.
What's your game of the round that you want to talk about?
The Steelers ambush. All right. Have they been found out? In my opinion, finally,
Commanders.
They have. Like we said, their offense is their defense. And as soon as they couldn't get field goal, touchdown, field goal, they start punting. They concede 28 points to Russ, which Steelers to score 28 points is a fucking lot, first of all. Russ is playing gun, but in Steelers just franchise, they don't score.
Well, it's a brand new offense from these guys.
Well, truly it scares me because Russ is playing gun.
I know, he is.
They've clearly seen that they're playing gun, so they went and got Mike Williams and whoever that Green Bay pass rusher.
So there's Preston Smith.
Which they need more pass rushing anyway. And they won a very, very key, important game. And now they can really make a name for themselves next week. Because to beat Ravens will seriously put the league on like, oh, fuck, here we go.
These guys are possessed.
And they have been possessed. You could argue they could be 9-0 right now. The games that they've lost has been to last plays. Literally. Both of them. And they could be 9-0 with fucking, first of all, Fields, and then now Russ, who's playing gun. But Russ, these are your quarterbacks. And Najee Harris, who I still don't know how he makes yardage.
Yeah,
like
he legitimately
can't run. But anyway, Pickens looks like a fucking top 5 wide receiver.
Yeah.
The way they're playing.
He's loving life playing with Russ.
And they look great. Washington, like I mentioned, you got a big game next week for your division, basically, against Philly, who don't lose. And also they played quitters 90% of the time. But it was a little bit strange to see some of the things that Washington wouldn't do wrong. And from a Washington lens, if you did lose that Chicago game, I don't know how. I don't know if this would be 3 next week. And Chicago would obviously be in a different path, but I feel like paths, if you're a good team and you're actually good, Bears aren't, but if you're actually good, it'll get you back to where you should be. And slowly, I think after this game, and if they lose to Philly in primetime, they're getting back to what they are, which is a playoff team, but not to the fucking level that everyone was saying that they are. And Steelers found that out. Steelers on your front, I mean, if you continue what you're doing, you are a team that at the moment is defending out of your mind, and Russ is pegging the ball everywhere. So why can't you guys continue what you're doing? Especially if you win the division. I can't see a team coming to Pittsburgh and winning a fucking quarter.
Yeah.
So you're in big position, but it all touts on you won this week, which I understand. Knowing Mike Tomlin teams, you guys are not even celebrating. You're going back home because you know you're playing Ravens, and that's going to be one of the biggest. If they could change a game to prime time, they should, because this is going to be a massive game next Redzone.
I don't trust this Steelers team.
I don't blame you, but
I really don't.
They're playing gun.
I know they are, but I just don't trust them.
I don't trust them.
I don't know why either. Every time I go to fade them, I took Jets against them, I took Giants against them, I took Commanders today against them, and I'm left with egg on my face in the last 3 games. But there's something about them where I'm like, Russ hasn't fucked it up yet.
He did fuck it up. He threw it to the other team.
Yeah, that happens in games, right? But
that was the worst. That was an awful throw.
Yeah, but he made up for it and then some with his fucking throws to Pickens and Williams.
Yeah, no, but at that moment they were down 10
guy?
and he threw the ball to the other team.
Yeah, I know he did, but that's, I guess, how much can you hang your hat on just being situational gods?
Well,
you tell me. All right, Jayden Daniels' drive at the end where Ertz gets tackled 1 yard.
Yeah.
Which other fucking shit cunts besides Chiefs would have stopped him there 1 yard short?
No one.
That's Steelers and Chiefs.
Steelers.
Right? So situationally, they're always going to be annoying because Tomlin's this is what he does. Don't talk to me about Parsons. So, when they first announced, because this is going to be recency bias, but I want people to go back and think that when Fields was playing gun and Tomlin came out, he's like, nah, fuck this guy, I'm going to grab Russ. Everyone kind of sat and thought, Tomlin's off his head, what is he doing? Russ sucks. And now from within that 3 starts later, now we're like, oh yeah, Steelers are gods. Yeah, I saw Russ play in Denver with probably more offensive talent for 18 months, and he was fucking pitiful there. So has he just figured it out randomly? I don't know, Chris. I feel like he hasn't.
He hasn't.
These deep shots, why are they working? But they're not 50-50 deep shots. It's it's 80-20. Yeah, he just closes his eyes and pegs it at Pickens, and he lollipops it over cunts as well.
Look, who are they going to play that's not going to work to other than Chiefs? I don't trust the Ravens' safe corners. But this cunt's going to be open.
No. But okay, this is what I'm saying. Steelers, as a franchise, their whole existence is about, we're Pittsburgh Steelers, we're going to run the ball, we're going to stop the run. And the only way that Russ's deep shit shots keep opening up is because your mate Najee Harris keeps running the ball, right?
Yeah.
Who have they ran the ball against realistically? Jets, who will just concede rushing yards to anyone. Giants, who they can somewhat stop the run, but their secondary is a fucking disaster.
Bad, yeah.
And now it was Commanders, which... it was probably a step up in class for them. Commanders have just played Panthers and fucking all these losers for 10 weeks in a row. So, yeah, it stepped up for them.
I do want to say about Steelers, when all the defensive pieces are there, when I say all defensive pieces...
Highsmith,
Watt, and Haywood, and Fitzpatrick.
They're gone.
They're very good. But now Highsmith's out. I don't know for how long, but he's injured.
It's a rolled ankle. It'll be hard for him to play this week.
It will be hard, but like he's still coming back, right? When they're all been there, it's like when they take one of them out, they can't defend anymore. But once they're all there, fuck me.
Yeah.
And you saw it today. I think like at any moment to keep Commanders like less than 30 points is a win, as far as I'm concerned.
But do you get where I'm coming from? Like in a playoff game.
But if they beat Ravens, then I mean, no one's gonna go to Pittsburgh and win. I don't think anyone can go there and win.
I think they can.
Who out of these monkeys that has got to get a wild card is going to go there and win?
I actually think all of them can.
All right, who's going to get a wild card?
I think Chargers can go and win.
Chargers can't.
100%.
Herbert would be dead.
Yeah, but so would Ross.
Herbert literally is going to be like this.
Yeah, so would Ross.
Nah.
100%.
And they're going to run the ball. Oh yeah.
Yeah, you can somewhat run on them.
All right. Who else?
Denver's not a team.
No one's going to go there and win.
Okay. So you're saying if they beat Ravens, what are they going to finish the year? 14-3 or some garbage?
Nah.
13-4?
13-4 probably.
Right? At that point of the season where you're 13-4, you should actually consider yourselves a live threat to get out of the AFC. Right? But I don't think they are like even a 1% chance. I don't think they would beat Buffalo.
Yeah, they would.
They wouldn't. I don't think they'll beat Ravens. I don't think they'll beat Buffalo.
Buffalo have no receivers. Nothing.
I promise you Bengals would even beat them. Chargers would probably beat them. I'm telling you, this Russ Mirage, it's not it.
Look, this is Bears 2.0.
Texans, if they were healthy, would beat them as well. Easily. Don't buy the Pittsburgh stock. It's time to sell. Fuck these cons.
I believe in them.
I like them. Situationally, they're great. Defensively, they'll make plays when you need them.
I'm taking the situational team in the playoff game.
I'm telling you, like, this whole, we're going to run our offense as if we're the New Orleans Saints and take 50-yard deep shots every game. It's had its nice little run, but it's going to fuck it up for these cunts at some point.
Let's see against Ravens.
And once you get pressure on Russ, he will implode.
No.
He's had a clean... He's had a clean
never
pocket.
Do that.
He's had a clean pocket for the last month. We'll see when he starts playing better teams what happens.
Yeah.
Anyway, we're done with the early slate. We're moving on to Tennessee. Yeah, Tennessee played Chargers. They lost 27-17. Thank you. Moving on to Dallas and the Eagles.
There's nothing to say. Truly, I don't care.
Yeah, who cares? Dallas. Oh yeah, Tennessee but they quit months ago.
Months ago.
Yeah,
Dallas
they quit ages ago. They're done. Dallas have officially given up.
Dallas are truly the worst team I've ever seen.
Dallas entering halftime.
Well, only down
made
one.
a conscious comment.
No, they conceded.
No, they made a comment to themselves as AJ Brown scored the touchdown before halftime. They're like, yeah, we're done. This is all getting a bit too hard for us. I like Cowboys.
Why is McCarthy not fired?
Yeah.
What else?
Who do you go to?
McCarthy.
Mike Zimmer of War. Fuck that guy as well. They have nothing. Like, what do they have?
I mean,
they tried. They really did try. They're just like, they have 30 yards passing by the time Trey Lance got in. You're not going to win like that.
They can't do anything.
Yeah, I know.
I mean,
throw in a Cooper Rush fucking fumble on his 10-yard thing and 5 picks. Yeah, of course you're going to lose.
Philly are good. I don't care who says what. They're good.
But their coaching is fucking god awful.
Doesn't matter, mate. Does not matter. With that fucking division, that conference, they literally have to beat Detroit. Well, they'll beat Green Bay and fucking the other idiots. What, you scared of Jordan?
I don't think they're shooing to beat Green Bay, Vikings, Niners,
Vikings,
Rams.
We didn't talk about Vikings in the early slate because
I know on purpose. Yeah,
no, because this come through 20 picks in the end zone.
But they won, right?
Yeah, they won because Mac Jones was on the other side.
Mac Daddy.
Well, anyway, my Vikings take was, thank God we skipped that game, even though the others, because that would have been ultimate torture. Okay. Mac Jones could not move the ball at all, and Vikings ran it 80 yards for this cut to throw a pick to the other team in the end zone for 3 times. Fuck that game.
Yeah, Donald, like...
He'll throw 10 picks.
I get quite worried when I watch him now. I'm like, okay.
Throw it.
Okay, is it going to be a 30-yard completion to Jefferson, or is it going to be his 9th pick of the match?
You know what it is? I actually think the coaching needs to get involved. He wants to give Jefferson so he doesn't complain. He keeps trying to feed him. Every time the interception, it's always towards Jefferson.
Yeah. So he's like, Jefferson will claim me as his boy so I can stay around.
Exactly. If I peg him the ball, but he's pegging him the ball in double coverage, shit fucking traps. Because Jefferson is like the best wide receiver in the fucking sport. Of course, there's going to be players there, right?
Yeah, and he's not that accurate that he can like fit it, thread it through a fucking needle to get it to him
every time. That was the end zone ones, right? But in the normal field of play, when you peg the ball at TJ Hawkinson, he was open every time. But once you got to the end zone, you want to give Jefferson his fucking touchdown because apparently you're on anytime touchdown Jefferson. Fucking, this cunt needs to be investigated for gambling. And you just throw it to the other team. Anyway, back to Dallas.
No, I want to talk about Jags.
What? They're going to quit?
You guys officially can give up.
Yeah, they've quit.
Trevor Lawrence needs shoulder surgery apparently, so he's going to be out for extended.
Yeah, but Mac Jones might be valued.
Mac Daddy.
Yeah.
He already covered.
Yeah, right.
How many times can Jags pointlessly cover?
Yeah, because but it's just unbelievable.
What do you think their most pointless cover as of late was?
Philly.
Yeah, I
He had no shoulder.
Yeah, true. That was his last.
And conveniently, Philly cover 7 very easily today.
Yeah. That's so annoying. Actually, holy shit.
But Dallas, you're something new. That's all I need to say. Truly. Yeah. It's not even funny to say Cowboys, here we go again, same garbage, because like they're just shit.
It's different garbage. Now you're actually just fucking
just
terrible. I mean, they've never been terrible. Not as of late.
No.
They just fuck it up at like really inconvenient times. Now they're just awful.
Did you remember when they kept winning at home? You know they've lost 5 straight at home. They haven't won this year. They haven't won since the Green Bay ambush.
Yeah, I know. I think the Green Bay ambush just like
really killed them.
Changed their DNA completely. Because
this team is something new since that Green Bay.
I think from the
ambush.
point that Dak threw the pick six in the Green Bay game, it's just gone.
I mean, to get raped by Saints. Yeah. In hindsight,
to get raped by Saints, to get raped by Eagles. Who else has raped them there?
Buffalo.
No,
Ravens.
Ravens murdered them at Pick'em. Yeah. No, Dallas have like
capitulated.
I'll be surprised if they get 2 more wins for the rest.
Yeah,
of the
they're
year.
really bad.
And you know what? I know I give him a lot of shit, and I think Dak generally is not that great, but at least they're watchable when he plays. I mean, holy fuck, they could not move the ball at all today.
Dak is
they were awful to watch today.
Don't cheer for Jack.
I'll cheer for Jack, but not Dak. I agree with you.
Fuck that cunt.
Speaking of fuck that cunt. All right.
Who? Oh.
The New York Jets.
I have nothing to say. Fuck Jets.
I believe you guys should be removed from the NFL for the rest of the season. No one wants to watch you pricks play another snap of this sport.
I do.
You like them, do you?
I might start liking them. You know when they went 150 last year?
But that was when it was funny when they had no quarterback. Now they have they have a corpse. The corpse of Aaron Rodgers throwing the ball. I can't believe Devontae with a straight face was like, I want to come here and play. Just to be this fucking garbage. This team is a disaster, man. Like, I can't even put into words how bad these cunts are. To open the match to Cardinals and just concede touchdown, 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 field goal, touchdown, touchdown. That's your strategy.
They can't defend.
After 11 days rest, how can you not defend?
Because they didn't play a top 5 QB.
Fuck these guys.
Well, look, I want to give Rodgers, he's got all the slack, right? I want to give him a little bit of
He's been awful.
This offensive line is awful.
No, it's not particularly worse than many other teams.
No, but like, it's really bad.
Nah, fuck that. Fuck Rodgers, bro.
Alright,
you may as well just...
I've ridden off Jets a long time.
No. What was the point of even coming here, cunt? You may as well just stayed next to Jordan and backed him up in Green Bay. Do you know how sad it's going to be? Because you know, technically, right? They're going to run out with Rodgers next year again.
Have to.
I don't want to watch another 17 games of this fucking garbage.
They need a coach.
And they kicked out Mo for you.
They need a coach.
Well, they had one. They blamed him. He blamed Mike Williams. Now he looks like a god in Pittsburgh. This team's a fucking abomination.
They are. It all starts from the defense, I'm telling you.
Why do they fucking play like garbage?
I don't know. I can't tell you why. I can't pinpoint it.
Were they like, all right, we have Zach Wilson, we have no hope, so like we have to carry the team and get turnovers? Now they think they have hope, but their offense still can't score anyway.
I feel like they're kind of like the Dallas defense. They take a lot of chances.
Yeah, but it was working last year for both of those cons.
Exactly. Now it doesn't work. And I feel like that's
actually,
the problem.
conveniently, you can run on Dallas very easily, and same with Jets. Because I actually don't think they have ticker.
No, they don't. Take a lot of chances. So, like, it looks like a dream play if they do pull it off, but it hasn't been working this whole year.
So, like, those interceptions that Sauce was getting all in his rookie year has done nothing the whole season. He got raped by McBride today, of all players. Like, it was a disaster. Absolute disaster in MetLife. They were really fucking bad. And
it wasn't that MetLife?
Oh, no. Oh, yeah.
It doesn't matter.
When I saw them favourites, I thought they were at MetLife. Fuck me. I can't believe they favoured these losers on the road again. Cardinals, on the other hand, I'm proud of you boys for forfeiting. Well done, boys.
He might play a lot of... Black Ops 6 is officially out, so it might be done.
He's going to get max prestige during his bye week.
Might be over for him.
Nah, Cardinals look fair enough. You guys played good again.
Playoffs.
I know, they're in first place in the West still, which is hilarious. They're actually good.
Alright, last game.
How did they win? That was like...
Alright.
One of the most impressive wins I think I've ever seen.
Alright, Texans. It's time for me to have my rant. Listen, this can't suck.
They were sharp.
They suck. It ended up being that they were sharp and they covered by half a point. But because no one came at me because they actually couldn't believe they lost the game in general. And I get it. Collins didn't play. Diggs is out. Understandable.
Will Anderson's out.
Understandable. But this despicable lineup, everyone was obviously the same players, lost to Jets. Now, losing to Jets, in my mind, is like losing to Patriots at this point. They're that bad. And Patriots actually beat Jets. So just think about it that way. So look, Texans, your season is hanging by a thread, in my opinion. Because if you go fuck it up to Dallas next week, I swear to God, no. I promise you I'll come on the podcast and flame CJ Stroud and he'll be annihilated. Because there is no reason to lose to Dallas. You fucked it up against Jets, had the longest rest out of any team humanly possible, and then you look tired. What the fuck? You're tired. Detroit just fucking played the game of their lives at Green Bay, and you guys are tired in prime time. What the hell? So, if you also have prime time again, conveniently enough, on Tuesday of all days. If you go to Dallas and fuck it up, I swear to God, I'll strangle CJ Stroud on the spot. Because all that garbage you threw last year, and Nico Collins will be back as well. So I swear to God, Texans, if you guys don't go there and beat them by 50 because your offense is so fucking good, then I will strangle CJ Stroud. On the podcast, I'll get him strangled. Fuck these cunts. If they go fuck it up to these cunts, I've seen it all.
Why do you hate Texans so much?
Because they're shit. And no one believes me. They're actually garbage.
They're not, mate.
If Flacco had a brain and they actually won today, there would be one win behind them.
No.
Yeah, they're on 6 wins.
Mate, if Nico Collins and Stephon Diggs were both there, these cunts would be like probably 8-2 right now. Including a win.
Okay,
today.
so why did they quit to Gibbs?
Mate.
I know the league has. I get it.
The entire league has.
I get it. Okay. But it's a fourth quarter. You're up 10 and Gibbs just walks through.
Can I ask you a question? Do you think it's on accident that they raped Gibbs in the first 2 quarters and then quit to him in the end?
What do you mean? They thought they would just tap out?
How many fucking series in a row are you going to keep pass rushing against the number 1 offensive line in the sport?
Oh, excuse me. Were they tired?
Yeah.
What? Tired from losing to Jets?
Yeah.
No.
Mate.
That's not a good enough excuse. Mate. They had the longest turnaround out of any team and they lost at home for no reason.
Yeah, because they're banged up. They lost on the last second 58-yard field goal.
Yeah, but they gave them the ball. They had the ball. They had the ball with 4 minutes to go.
So, this is where I'll back you up. Last year, CJ Stroud would have not fucking got the game-winning field goal. He would have put that motherfucker into the end zone. So, yes, he has had a sophomore slump for sure. I think he's getting a little bit gun-shy in the pocket because his offensive line is really banged up. And I think he's leading the league in sacks taken at this stage, if not second. So he's obviously not getting the protection that he was getting last year. But even in spite of that, last year's CJ Stroud magic, it's kind of worn thin in a bit. I don't know if that's because Nico Collins isn't there. When he was there at the start of the season, this guy was still making clutch throw after clutch throw. I feel like he kind of backed down to lines in the end because of the way they started coming back. I feel like when they scored the touchdown just before halftime to make it, 23-7 or whatever.
They were up 23-7?
Yeah. Stroud, like, he actually put a masterpiece of a drive together in like
So they got tired.
in about a minute 15 or something, put it in the end zone, and then Lions, like, full respect to these cons, any other team would give up coming off being 8-1 and winning against Jordan at Green Bay. But Dan Campbell, this was hilarious actually. I think you might have missed the broadcast. Dan Campbell, you know the coach interview they do after halftime? They were like, yeah, Dan Campbell, what do you guys need to do? And he's like, yeah, I think our defense needs to force a turnover. Oh, fuck yeah, we got an interception. CJ Stroud threw a pick on the first play of the second half. But then obviously
it was tied from halftime.
The defense actually forced a stop. So the defense got like probably 11 stops. They picked off Goff 5 times, who hadn't thrown 5 incompletions in 5 weeks. So I feel like D'Amico Ryan's got his defense ready to play. They fired up for as long as they could, but this...
How can you defend that analogy as long as you could? They gave him the ball 5 times.
Yeah, I know.
So what the fuck are you tired from? You fucking degenerate defense. Wake up!
This is what makes Detroit so fucked. If you see some of the plays of like them pulling offensive linemen out and just like molesting Daniel Hunter and all these cunts, I was like, how you gonna... I knew Detroit's gonna win. I was like, how the fuck do you stop this?
Look, I'm calling it right now. Whoever plays Texans week 1 of the playoffs, they'll beat them. I'm guaranteeing these cunts suck. They could have everyone. Bring Diggs, bring Will Anderson the third, isn't he junior? Whatever.
Collins.
Bring Collins, and I guarantee you they'll lose in Houston.
To who?
It doesn't matter. Pick a team.
Pittsburgh.
They'll beat them.
No chance.
Watch.
Pittsburgh
These cunts have put a facade across the league that they're actually good. They literally, week 1, should have lost the Colts. Week 1 to fucking Anthony Richardson.
No, they shouldn't have lost.
Oh, yeah, they should have.
No, they shouldn't.
They won by 2.
Yeah, off of Anthony, they backdoor covered. They were up like 11 the whole game.
They got raped by Bears for no reason.
No, they didn't. They got raped by Vikings.
Wasn't it Bears?
No, Vikings.
All right. They got raped by Vikings, going down 24-0 in the first quarter.
That was god-awful.
They lost to Jets, which, as far as I'm concerned, that's the worst loss of all. Don't care who was out there. You can't lose to them. Simple. What are the other losses to? But don't worry, they'll beat Buffalo by 3 for no reason. This team has literally captured the whole league as to say that they're actually good. When it gets to the playoffs, I'm guaranteeing they'll fuck it up.
Yeah, I guess...
Them and the team on the other side. Because I'm not done with this fucking fixture. Detroit, you can win 50 games. I know you cunts are not going to win the conference. It's written. Whoever wins 500 games in the regular season never, ever, ever gets out.
Okay, but outside of just weird, like, anecdotal thing...
They're the best team outside of KC.
When you watch Lions, what do you think of them?
They're great.
Yeah, they're really fucked.
But outside of KC, they're the best team outside of KC. But I know they're not going to be there.
I think, like, when Niners were really fucked in the last couple of years... I don't think I viewed them as fucked up as this Lions team.
No, this Lions team's really messed up.
Yeah, what the hell? Fuck me.
But I get the hype for them. Not Texans. I get the hype for them, but...
I'll back you on one thing, though. I could definitely see Goff throwing 5 picks in a playoff game.
Yeah, of course. It will be convenient to the same fucking team.
Yeah, he's an inbred.
I've said this ages ago.
They could lose to Jordan.
No, I already know they're going to lose to Rams 2.0.
Yeah.
Or the same garbage.
Or they'll beat them by 3 again.
No, they won't beat them this time.
Yeah. Okay.
Well, but that's that. I mean, this fixture has 2 inbred teams as far as I'm concerned. But it was a great watch.
Yeah, it was good. Monday Night Football was great. Sunday Night Football was great. Hopefully Monday Night Football is just as good with the sharp side of the Dolphins taking on Chris's LA Rams. Will they continue their winning streak? The Back Yourself podcast thinks they will. 2.5, is that it?
Is that it?
Come on, Staffy and Puka Nacua and Cooper Kupp and the boys on D. Get us that win. We'll obviously might comment on it if Rams cover. If not, I don't want to talk about it. And we will see you next week for a great preview where...
Fuck off tour.
Ravens are going to...
Pittsburgh?
Ravens are going to Pittsburgh?
Are we doing it in a new... Are we doing a new location, sir?
No, we'll be here.
But okay.
we are cooking.
We're cooking.
We are currently
The new location is coming, but not yet.
There'll be a new podcast set up in the upcoming week, so stay tuned. Otherwise, appreciate your time and support. Give us a comment and a thumbs up down below, and we will chat to you later. Peace out.
Jets.